Imagine a single place where water can be rock-hard ice, a rushing river, and even a wispy cloud. This frozen giant, a glacier, hides a secret. It's a master of matter, holding all three states within its icy grip. See how solid ice melts, transforming into rushing liquid that shapes the land. And even the air around it holds a secret. Water vapor released from the ice, a whisper of gas. Solid, liquid, gas, all woven in this icy giant. Let's dive into the states of matter to understand this even better. Before the simulation, draw a picture of each of the three common states of matter. Use either the video or your own experiences to inspire your drawings. Label each drawing with the name of the state of matter. Great, go ahead and click on the link for the simulation, get into the states, and play around. Okay, first up is box A. And in box A, we have the different atoms and molecules that you can choose from in this investigation. Box B, here we have the choice of our three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Box C is our reset button. Box D, here we have a heat control. Pull the button up to make it hotter, or pull the button down to make it colder. Box E is our pause button. F is our temperature. We have it available in Kelvin and Celsius. When we see the red at only the bottom, we can assume it's very cold. As it increases and gets higher to the top, then we can assume that it's way hotter. Investigation. Pick one of the atoms and molecules and observe it in each state of matter. Write down characteristics of the states in the table below. Discuss with others to fill in the remainder of the table, or fill in the whole table by yourself. So here is the real meat of our investigation. We want to go through and pick each type of matter and see what we see in each state. Don't worry too much about what exactly you're writing in the boxes. Just make sure to write down your observations and what you see. Drawing pictures works as well. Moving on to 4 is our analysis. What patterns or things that don't fit in with the patterns do you see? What patterns or outliers do you see? Again, don't worry too much about being right or wrong. What do you see in the table? 5, big idea. Why is it important to know the 3 states of matter? Finally, let's redraw our 3 states of matter now that we've done the simulation. Why is it important to know the states of matter? Like a lot of things in chemistry, it helps us understand the world around us better. If we know what the environment is, like if it's really cold, then we know water is going to be solid and the ice is going to be dangerous. We know the behavior of the matter better when we know the state of the matter. Now let's draw these three states of matter since we've finished with the simulation. Okay, so we know our states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. Our solid, for the most part, is going to be really compact. So I'm going to draw these very close together. Moving on to the liquid, now we are slightly spread out, moving a little bit more. And the gas. These atoms want nothing to do with each other, so spread them out as far as you can. I hope that doing this simulation helps you better understand the three states of matter. See you next time!